It's coffee time! Today wound up being one of those days where I had one thing that I needed to get that I went to buy and wound up doing a completely different thing. Because, as you guys know, I have needed lights in my living room for a while. I've had weird little lights like on the floor over there, etc. And maybe you've noticed I have a new floor lamp. Now, unfortunately, you guys probably won't see a difference when I do coffee time at night because I really love like warm industrial lighting. So it still, wow. So it still looks like kind of dark in here. When I turned on the camera, I was like, oh man. But I love these lamps. Look, 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 look. I got this lamp. That's the sort of stuff I love. Just like when things are made out of metal, and like I love the Edison bulbs. They're like super yellow warm lights. And so I have the floor lamp over there that's like a dome of metal with a bunch of lamps inside of it, and then I have this one right next to my desk, and I love it. I love it so much. But what happened, the reason that this wound up happening is because I went to Petco. I was like, okay, I need to get litter and I need to get more dry cat food for the kitten. So I went into Petco, and it just happened to be next to a Lamps Plus. Now, Lamps Plus is a chain here that's not like super big, but they're known for having just tons of lamps. They're also known for being very expensive. And I was like, I wonder how much lamps are, because I've been so picky. Like, the number of times that Jeannie's been like, just buy a lamp, like any lamp, but I don't like the look of most lamps. They always feel so out of place and weird, and like all of the ones that are at Target or any places like that, like they do like the weird swoopy motion and they break all the time because I've bought them before, so like I have like nightmares to myself that last a split second where I'm like, what if I get one and then it just like breaks at the base again? Like I hate that so much. So I just work myself up and then I just don't buy one. So I was like, you know what, it's worth looking to see what sort of lamps they have. And fortunately, they are having a big holiday sale right now. So I was like, what? Dope. So all of their lamps were, not all of them, the like crystal chandeliers and all of that dick that's like way over in the corner being like, hello, we're far too expensive for you and obviously not your taste at all. I was like, that's just a good. They also had, but you know those lamps that, maybe you don't, the lamps that are like lotus lamps? Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. I wish, one day we will have the technology that when I'm doing coffee time, I can be like, look at this lamp, look at this thing, and I'll be able to just like drag and drop into my camera and be like, look, do you see this thing that I'm looking at right now? And you'll be like, I see it. That's what I want. Anyway, so there are these lamps, like chandelier sort of lamps that drape from the top, and they're made up of little domes like this that kind of like flutter outward. Does that make sense? So they're like super pretty, and a lot of people try to make like cheaper versions of them that wind up not looking as good for some reason, and I don't know why. But they had a bunch of those there, and I was like, oh, they're so pretty, but they wouldn't fit with all my stuff. Like, it's stupid. I'm not gonna get one. But I did get these, and I love them. I'm just like, look, I already got the metal and wood on the coffee table, so I'm just gonna keep going with it and keep getting metal things if I like them. And they were apparently trying to get rid of these. They were like, we only have one left of that one, and this one nobody wants. And I was like, what? Like, I love it. Just give it to me. I'm like, okay. So I was very happy with that, because even though it's apparently not helping this situation at all, it helps my state of mind when I'm in the living room because it just looks so warm and comfy in here. I feel like I could watch a movie and curl up with the kitties and read a book. I don't read. What am I talking about? Pfft, nonsense. One day, somebody's gonna come here. This is gonna be like their first coffee time. They're gonna come here and be like, I wonder what this channel is all about. And watch one of these videos when I'm like, books are dumb. They're gonna just be like, bye. Can I be clear? I think that books are fantastic, but they're very hard to capture my attention. So I read comic books and how-to books instead, because how-to books like spark my brain. I'm like, oh my gosh, I could make all of these things. That's so exciting. And comic books, I have pictures. I'm 5. I need to be treated like a 5-year-old. So, uh, but yeah. So I did a lot of cleaning up, more cleaning up because my oven has been. One of you is gonna turn this into a joke. Ugh! How come? Like, I feel like every day when I sit down to talk about just anything, there's an opening there. There's like, I just start to say something and I'm like, this is gonna turn into a vagina joke. I just know it. So I was cleaning out my oven today because it's gross. And what are you doing? Hey, stop that. I was cleaning out my oven today because it's gross. On the top of the oven is like all like had a bunch of nonsense on it because last night I made chili dogs, like I was talking about. I was making chili dogs and eating the chili dogs, and the kitten wanted them so bad. She's been so good lately. She like barely cares about food, but she knew. She knew that she wanted those chili dogs. So she was just like all up in my business, and of course I made more than just like one for myself. I was like, I'm going to want at least 2. So I had like I would finish and get up and get another one and come back, and she'd be there again just like, are you eating more? Because we're best friends and you're kind of my mom, so you should feed me. I'm like, oh my gosh, kitten, come on, come on. But yeah, so from when I heated up the chili, reheated the chili, it had splashed at some point, and so there was just like this big like tomato juice attack on the top of my stove, and I was like, ah. So I spent so long just like scrubbing everything, just everything in the kitchen. I was like, this kitchen is so gross right now, even though it's not that bad. Like looking back on college Dodgers kitchen, I think to myself, how was I living that way? I think that a lot. I think that all the time. Like you guys, if you were to go, don't do this because those videos are awful. But if you were to go back and see the way that I was living when I first started Press Heart to Continue, it was like, it was tens of Mountain Dew cans in the background and just trash everywhere and clothes everywhere and just like my apartment was never clean. And if it was for like a day. So this apartment I have tried so hard to keep clean. And I feel like for the most part I'm successful. I feel like I am successful most of the time. But oh goodness. Yeah. Those were some times. So I try so hard whenever the kitchen like starts to look dirty at all. Just like and I just clean everything. I just like heinously clean everything. And it's so nice being able to do that because there was a while there not too long ago where I was working so much that I didn't have time to do my dishes, I didn't have time to do my laundry, and sometimes I still feel that way. Like there's still some weeks where I'm just doing so much at Polaris that I'm like, well, this is all just gonna get put over here until I have time. But I'm trying to get a handle on balancing it all again with like with Polaris and with my stuff, and like I made the change and I said that I was gonna add different stuff, and I'm still like working on how to do that consistently, right? Like I don't want to start doing something and then just stop doing it because I do that a lot, I feel like, and I hate that feeling of like I'm gonna do this thing and then I get sidetracked and then I never do it again, right? I hate that. So I'm like I'm trying to figure out and talking with Polaris too about like how to make sure that I always will have time to keep to a schedule once I start it. So yeah. So obviously like right now I have enough time to clean my kitchen and do my laundry like while I'm editing and working on other stuff, and that's so nice. So if that were to continue, then I would be able to consistently start that stuff up again because yeah. I feel like I've been a little bit off the map. Which sucks. Like I love talking with you guys and being able to like tweet with you guys and whatever else. And there was a while there where I couldn't even get into Tumblr, so I wasn't reblogging anything. And I got so many messages being like, "Where are you?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm lost." So yeah, I don't know. I've said this a lot, but thank you guys for being patient and for sticking around. And if this is your first coffee time and you were initially offended that I don't like books, but stuck around anyway, hopefully you'll continue to stick around. And cool stuff's gonna happen. Cool stuff's gonna happen. I've decided it. So yeah. Anywho, I'm gonna go, but I hope that you guys had an amazing day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye bye. Mwah!